Okay, so for those who don't know, this is Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town, and I'm going to be going through a quick tutorial right now about how to do the manipulation for pink diamonds on the first day of spring on a new game. This will give you 2 pink diamonds in most scenarios. You can go for 1 if you're not going for a world record. It requires a pretty repetitive glitch, but it is not bad once you get the hang of it. And coming from somebody who resets all the time, at this point, it's not as big as an RNG reset as you would think, especially with the manip. So we're just gonna get into it real quick. If you have any questions, be sure to ask me. But yeah, hopefully this is gonna be really quick. So Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town, the run starts when you press start. That's when timer starts. Most of the time you name yourself just A. Birthdays are kind of dependent on the run. Summer 3 is hit or miss when you do Potpourri's run. Sometimes I don't even switch it. The strat's been changing for that so often. You get to mash through text in this game with the directional pad, which is massive, which is awesome. You kind of get the hang of it, but you kind of just roll your hand around. Joystick works too, but I feel like I get less inputs on my joystick, so. When you see this cutscene, you can stop mashing joypad for the D-pad for. You get like a good 40-second break. Sorry. There's a few different ways. I know some of us runners do intro. I've worked a lot on my intro, so I don't know, I always do it this way. You could skip spring too, but I find it a little finicky. Especially in runs where you need like the hardest sprites, like bold. But again, you know, runs aren't optimized. Hydrate or dihydrate. In most runs, your farm layout doesn't matter. It used to. Thankfully, we don't farm anymore. You're kind of hoping that your dog stays on this screen. I always grab my hoe and my hammer here. There are a couple different ways you can do this. I find the fastest way is to open the chest. Pressing R shifts you all the way over. The problem is that puts you like 4 away, but on opening your tool shed or your toolbox, you start all the way on the left. So I always left 1 hammer, press R and then place it, and then left 2 hoe, R up 1, place it. It doesn't matter as long as you think you do it quick enough. It's not super time like reliant. It's just tiny optimizations. Saying no here skips a tutorial. Very important. It's very long. Well, it's not very long. If you say yes there, he'll walk you over to the farm and ask you what you want to know, and you can say nothing there, which is a minor time loss. You can skip all of this dialogue by sleeping through this day. I just find it more consistent not to. See, that's some bad RNG where my dog is there. He's a pain to pick up in a load zone. So you place your dog inside first and foremost. Every single run in this game requires you to hold your dog when you sleep every night. Huge time saves. Sleeping with the dog cuts out like 3 seconds per sleep cycle, because every single time you sleep, it has to run through all of the NPC's movements for the entirety of that day, depending on how many hours you have left. So we're gonna save here real quick, just in case I run out of time. It's not a huge deal either. There is a lineup for this. You kind of, it is not super perfect. However, there is like these sets of notches when you're walking down this, like this back of this hill here, that are just, invisible walls. And there is like a corner right here. I tell that I'm in the right spot when when you hold your tool, you can turn around in any direction and you know, swing it. So I fit myself in that corner. You can kind of tell because you slide up to the right a little bit. You kind of just get the feel for it. You can be a little lower too, like here, if you really wanted to be. Hard to see with the tree there, I know. But when I line up, I turn around with my hoe out and swing. You can do this with the hammer too, it doesn't matter. But do you see that little tiny pixel where they left that gap in the tree sprite? And you can see your hoe like flash gray in it. That's how I know I'm in the right spot for me. You can really just trust it, especially if you're going to do a couple of saves. So you save here. You need to be facing north all the way up against that wall. So again, make sure you're holding your tool like that. The timing here isn't super important, but optimal time is to run from there all the way down to the hospital after you make your save, because the hospital opens the earliest, and it is the earliest building with a set of stairs in it. I can show you all of the set of stairs. Especially if you're around this time, it is better to go for poultry farm stairs. But there are a lot of stairs you can use. So when I say stairs to use, there is a trick in this, going to the Nick slip. And essentially how it works is, every single time you try to go upstairs in somebody's house and you are not really good friends with them, they will tell you to not go up there, please, as anyone would. And they push you down in a whole pixel. Now, the beauty of this game is that you can pause in between there and save that dialogue and move it in between saves. So the way to do that is you're going to run and press pause at the same time. So like that. And you'll know you have it when your character looks like he's like on the stairs, but also the dialogue didn't pop up and your menu popped up instead, and you're in running animation. You'll save that to slot 2. Don't save over what you just saved for the setup. And then you'll load that slot 1. So the way text storage works in this is I was able to pause before Potpourri's text popped up. However, that event is still going to happen. So we're in my other save now. He says, please don't go upstairs. And the game still tries to shove you down 1 pixel instead of, 1 pixel away from the stairs. It's like hard-coded to put you down like a single pixel distance. And if you do that up against the wall, you zip out of the map, you slide out, which is awesome. I can show you a couple more locations you can do this at. You can do this at every building with stairs except the inn. And Mary's house, and the library, you can't do it there either because both of them allow you access upstairs. Mary's house is a little bit out of the way and kind of a pain in the ass. Yodel Farm is closed on Mondays, but if you were doing this on a later day, I know JCog does his intro in Karen's run a little later, so you can do it in Yodel Farm. My preferred is the hospital, because normally after I set up Nick Slip up at the mountain, I have like 3 hours, and the hospital opens at 9. And Doc will tell you you can't go upstairs. Those are pretty much like the 3 locations that it can be done at. Yeah. But yeah, so there we get it again. It just takes practice. You'll be doing it a lot, so I used to just sit here and grind this out. So we're in position there. I load data 1, and you can't go upstairs. All right, where we're going, we don't need stairs. And you enter the lake mine. Where the stairs spawn in floor 0 is pretty RNG heavy. I find myself resetting here a lot. I also find myself finding it in the center row a lot. I normally find it in the center, this row, or this row. It can never be up against walls, and it is very rarely underneath rocks on this floor. But you're gonna do the same thing here. It's a very similar principle to text storage. Well, it is a text storage really, but we call it mine skip. So every single time you try to go down the stairs, it shoves you back a tile when you say no. So what you're gonna want to do is go trigger that, press no, and this will give you the perfect lineup. It doesn't matter what side of the stairs you do this from. I prefer it a lot of times where I can see my character run, but I have done it where, you know, my back is to the screen and it's a little harder to see. What we're gonna do is you're gonna step on that staircase, press no, pause, and you're gonna save that to slot 2. Very important to save that to slot 2. I mean, you can save it to slot 1 and just do this backwards, whatever feels more comfortable. It's just a pattern though. And after you save that to slot 2, you're gonna go down. We're now on level 1 of the mine, and I'm gonna save slot 1. We're gonna load slot 2, and we're gonna do text storage. So what essentially is happening here for mine skip is we are saving on a lower floor, on floor 2. We have our stairs up here, the easiest place to find them, and we're gonna do the text storage mine skip. You're gonna sprint and press pause at the same time. Open your menu and load your save that's on a lower floor. That puts you on level 3. And so on and so forth. This is a lot of things that deter people from this run. I feel like this trick right here, mine skipping. In the lake mine, there exists an item called the pink diamond. The pink diamond sells for 10,000 in this game, and with some RNG manipulation, we can get 2 in 1 visit. The problem is pink diamond doesn't spawn until floor 30. So you need to do this for like 30 floors until you hit floor 29. But yeah, it's essentially the same pattern. You save when you're down a floor, load data 2, and then mine skip. Load data 1, go down. So I'm on 8, save, load. And like, I mean, I do this pretty often and I still miss it sometimes. You kind of just learn to cope with the misses. Floor 9, there's some tech for that in some crazy 6 pink diamond strats that I will not be showing here, but if you want to see them, you can check out Ellie's run. It's a very niche little trick, and I use it in very few runs, but important on occasion. So even like, see, I'm missing it sometimes there, but once you kind of get in the rhythm of it, you can end up doing it pretty fast. My like average from start of the game to pink diamonds is like 12 minutes. You can get it faster though. Taka, thank you so much for the sub. For a classic game I love. I'm glad. You should, everybody should be watching out for the Harvest Moon, Valentine's Marathon, happening February 10th through 12th, 13th. Check it out though. We do a lot of really cool stuff. Right there, like, see, you kind of get in a rhythm sometimes where you just miss it. And again, like, the more you practice this, the more consistent your mind skips are. For power berry percent, I have to do this like a million times. But you're gonna do this all the way until floor 30, or floor 29, sorry. I haven't finished the goddess run yet. I've been super busy with school, and I had to pick up 3 more shifts at work a week right now. That's okay. Sometimes just life happens. But we will be. Not too far off. Yeah, be sure to check out the Harvest Moon Speedrun community. Awesome people. I'm in the chat there all the time, crying mostly about anything. There's a lot of glitches in this game that are really cool, but I wish they did something more, and I'm always complaining about that, or trying to figure out a way. I make this look super inconsistent. If you go and check one of the the actual runs for this, like on like my Karen run is pretty consistent with my mind skip. Some days you just get it, sometimes you just don't. But the more you practice this, better you are. I don't know if I mentioned this, but you save, you save load, you store your text here. When you load data 1, you have to press B to exit the menu here, and then the text pops up. And it asks you if you want to go down. If you say no, you won't go down. A floor. So I'm always looking down on the bottom of my screen to see what floor I'm on when I'm doing mind skip, especially when I'm doing it really fast. So I see that I'm on floor 28 here, so I know I only need to do this one more time. Alright, so this puts me on floor 29. This is where the new RNG manipulation comes into play. You're going to save on floor 29, pink diamond spawn on 30, so you need a save before that. So save data slot 1, right? Still on 29, you know. You're going to save data slot 1 and then load data slot 2. When you load data slot 2, you can hard reset the game. It cannot be a soft reset. Hard resetting in this restarts the frame counter that calculates a ton of the RNG in the game. This is used for horse race manipulation as well, which saves a ton of time over YOLOing the horse race like we used to. Occasionally on good runs, I will still YOLO the horse race. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to hard reset. If you're on the Wii U, you can tap your virtual, like your pad's screen and hit reset from there. I don't know how it works on Game Boy Player for the GameCube. If you're on emulator, you make sure that you are doing a hard reset, not a soft reset. And sometimes the emulators, the resets are really finicky. They've got like 2 and they don't explain to you what each one does. But you're always looking for one that will reset you to the BIOS of the game if you have BIOS on your emulator. The BIOS doesn't seem to be counted into the frame counter. However, I always include it just to be safe when I'm on emulator, because I don't want to mess up testing something on emulator and then it not working on the Wii U. But essentially what you do is you're going to load save slot 2 and you're going to reset. And the reason you load save slot 2 is because it lines up your menu to load save slot 2 from the main menu. And you just want to do this on the earliest frame possible. There are frames that are very early that do not spawn a pink diamond. And that only really happens if you're really, really fast. And you kind of just get a feel for it. But, so we're going to hard reset the game. And when I see Natsumi, I start mashing A. This will load me into slot 2. And then I mind skip. Sometimes you don't get it first try, but the beauty of it is that you get a reset. But the earlier you do that, the more likely you are to see your pink diamonds. Now, do you see this formation here? This like this side plus with the extra on the side? You're looking for this. This is like 12 to 14 from the top. It is always right here on this seed. And 6 from the right. So you've got 2, 4, 6. And the top of this plus will always be a pink diamond. If you are on the right RNG seed. Now, that pink diamond is like guaranteed like a ton of the time. This one down here is a little bit more finicky. This is, I believe, 4 from the right and 8 from the bottom. 2, 4, 6, yeah, 8 from the bottom. This one right here is the RNG seed you're looking for if you really want the 2 pink diamonds. It is really quick and awesome. This doubles the profit from this trip. And 20,000 gold in this is massive. That is massive time saves in the run. Now, after you get both your pink diamonds, sadly you can only carry 2 because you need to pass out in the mine. Otherwise, you will never be able to leave because you'll be trapped out front. We can't walk across the lake because it's not frozen. And both of our saves are in here, so you can't warp out. Passing out here only takes a few minutes. You kind of just mash whatever tool you want. And passing out will bring us out of the mine and put us on Spring 3. There are a couple different strats that I've tried here with this. You can like frame perfect mash tools. So like you can save a few frames of animation per swing. I kind of only really worry about hard mashing if I think I'm on a really good pace to start this. But again, in Harvest Moon games, your starting pace could be wildly different from your ending pace, especially with 6 a.m. skips. Unless you're like a robot and getting perfect 6 a.m. skips, which even like even the top runners in this don't get perfect 6 a.m. skips because it's a frame perfect trip like 25 times in a run. Even if you are getting that, there are still other things in the game that could affect you RNG wise. Horse race being a huge one, regardless of the manipulation. But yeah, so we pass out. Wake up the next day. No matter what, Juan is always going to hit you with a dialogue there. And you're going to sell your 2 pink diamonds and go to sleep. Depending on the run. I would say in most of the runs you sleep here, though. And now you'll have 20 grand. Start of the run. One more time, we'll go over the manipulation. So we're going to load... I'm on floor 29 here. We'll save. And load data 2. You can actually reset here as soon as you hit load data 2. Because all it does is really line up your mash to auto load, so you don't have to move it in the continue menu here or anything. Mine skip, sometimes you don't get it. There is a very large amount of leeway though in this. And honestly, like, I mean, sometimes you're just not gonna get it. It just happens and you don't get it. Here's that cross again. It is missing one here, which is fine. It just spawns RNG wise that way, but it is always right here. In like most of these really early RNG seeds. 8 from the bottom, 4 from the right. And boom, 2 pink diamonds. And like my timings were off there. Like you get a lot of leeway on this. Like a very good amount of leeway. I wonder if I can show it off where you mess it up a little bit. And I'll mess it up and still get it a lot of times. So I didn't load save 2 there. So loading data 1, that does nothing for me, right? I can't, you know, really early mine skip in the frame counter. And that's why loading 2 before your hard reset is so important. So, you know, messed up there a little bit. We're gonna load data. I'm a little bit slower this time too. The stairs spawn really close to where the pink diamond's gonna be, which always makes me sketched out, but there it is. And then 4 from the bottom, or 4 and then 8. And boom, your pink diamond. So like I was saying, you do have a lot of leeway on it. And then you know you pass out. Nothing terrible. But yeah, that is pretty much how pink diamond manip works. There is a chart out there that shows where other pink diamond locations are. These 2 are the earliest seeds. there are some gaps in the seeds where you can't get any if you miss these two, and then they spawn in other locations, but you're better off just resetting if it is not in these two spots. You're gonna save time on the reset than searching for the other ones. So just always be looking for these two. If the routing you're doing only requires one, then only get the one that is 12 from the top and 6 from the right. That one spawns more consistently. Honestly, I think they both spawn like if that one spawns, 99% of the time the other one spawns, so you might as well get both. But yeah, that's pink diamond RNG manipulation. And I actually have to get ready for work. I just wanted to film this real quick so everybody out there had it. I hope to do another practical speedrun glitch tutorial with even more information. Hopefully leading up to the Harvest Moon Marathon here. But yeah, it is not too bad once you get the hang of it. I know it seems like a lot with 30 mine skips, but it is well worth it, and definitely the fastest strat for money by far. In like practical timing sense, it takes roughly 12 minutes for 2 pink diamonds. If you're slow, it's 14, around there, 15, 16. I've had runs where it's like 17 minutes, but it is worth the 20 grand, I promise. Thank you guys so much, though. I hope to stream, not tonight, but I will be streaming a lot tomorrow, mostly after class. So thank you guys again. Love y'all, and you know, as I used to say, stay harvesting.